All right, Max Pat, what do you got?
Well, I'm glad Morgan's here because we were following that Ed Sheeran case with him versus Marvin Gaye and like chord progressions and what is what is in copyright law and everything like that. Well, there's another new ruling. Supreme Court has ruled against Andy Warhol in a copyright dispute over a Prince portrait.
Isn't he dead?
Yes. Well, it's his estate. Yeah, he is Andy Warhol's estate. So if you put it up, so there's this these silk screens created by Andy Warhol. And it was for, I believe, Vanity Fair. And so what happened was there's this picture that was taken from a prominent photographer, Lynn Goldsmith, before Prince got famous. And she took it, and then eventually, and she took the picture, but then eventually Andy Warhol was asked to do this silkscreen image for the magazine. So he found this photograph that Lynn took, paid her money, they gave her credit, made silkscreen, and made this art piece from it. But then they used it in the magazine. And now Lynn has sued Andy Warhol's estate saying, hey, that's my picture. You shouldn't be making a ton of money off of my picture.
Right.
And so the Supreme Court ruled 7-2.
But she got paid and signed the release?
She got paid, but because they share the same purpose, which is a commercial use, she felt like she was entitled to more. So and obviously Prince got really big after that and everything. So you and Justice Sonia Sotomayor, your favorite, may agree on this because
that crazy bitch.
Yeah, well, because she says
17,000 kids on respirators right now. Yes, yeah.
She says that even the ruling was a narrow one. That other works by Warhol, that using like these images, other people's images, are basically sampling in the world of visual art. You should still be giving credit to the original.
I'm sort of with you. Taking a picture is about the easiest form of art you can do. If you think about it. You pass those billboards for like Apple, and there's like the most amazing photo in the world, and it says under it, taken by a retarded 12-year-old on his Apple 7.
Yeah.
You go, okay, now anyone can do this shit. Anyone can take it. Look, painting a bowl of fruit is difficult. Improvising a song about sleeping with a chick who farts and has toe fungus is difficult. Doing a stand-up routine is difficult. Creating sculptures is difficult. Taking pictures, does that make you an artist? Because I fucking feel like we have way too much reverence for people. First off, you can't do it on your own. Like, whoever invented the camera, that's the true hero in this equation. The person that picks it up, you push a button. Right. That's your art.
Like remember there's a story a couple years ago where LeBron posted an image of him like on the court, and the photographer goes, "That's my picture."
Right.
He's like, but it's a picture of me.
Right.
And it's me doing my thing. Like who?
Yes. Who owns it?
Who owns it?
It's the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah.
I don't look at it as an art form.
And she signed the release, right?
Yeah, she was given credit. I mean, I don't know about
and by the way,
but she was paid for it.
I don't like Prince, but this is all his work. Because if Prince looked like, let's just say, let's try to think of a guy that is like sort of nondescript, and let's just say Prince looked like a third base coach on a AAA baseball team. Jowly in his 60s, heavy set. The cap made his head even look bigger, and you just took a picture of that guy. No one would praise you. This is all Prince.
So this Prince should be the one that's selling.
Well, you made the editorial decision to do it in black and white. That's where the artistry ended. Right. You didn't have enough money for color film. Sure. That's your real crowning achievement here. You wouldn't spring for color film.
Yeah.
Here's my question.
Sure.
Is there anyone that's in this building or outside this building that could not take this picture of Prince?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't hear you play your song and go, "Oh, give me that fucking guitar. I'm gonna sing about my girlfriend." No, I just stand back. I go, "I couldn't do that."
I feel like I could take my phone out and take a photo of that photo.
That's right, and be better.
Yeah,
right. So Goldsmith sued over this use of the 1981 photograph. What happened was Vanity Fair used the Warhol illustration based on the photo in 1984 without any problems, but then Goldsmith, the photographer, said she wasn't aware that Warhol had created other images that were not licensed, and she became aware of that later. So Supreme Court ruled 7-2.
All right.
So what happens now?
So she
got a
gets
bunch of
paid?
money?
Yeah,
Or-
she gets paid.
Man, if you could tap into some of those Warhol bucks, that is,
It's probably a lot.
yeah.
Yeah, so she got originally she was paid $400
Yeah.
for the rights to the black and white photograph. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah. But then what about, Campbell's soup cans and stuff?
Right.
Did they clear that?
Right.
Did they Marilyn Monroe, like all the famous
well,
stuff?
Sotomayor says that the ruling, although a narrow one, she notes that even other works by Warhol, including the Campbell's soup cans, would be analyzed differently. While the Prince images were used to illustrate a magazine story, which is the same purpose for the photos that Goldsmith took, the soup can series, quote, uses Campbell's copyrighted work for an artistic commentary on consumerism.
It's got to be a great relief for the Supreme Court justices when they're like, what are we doing Monday? Oh, God, I hope it's not a fucking abortion thing. I just can't fucking take it. There's people outside the house. My wife's freaked out. I got to decide when human life exists.
Oh, God.
That's a God type move. And they're like, nah,
this is Prince.
we're doing the Warhol soup can thing. We're doing the Prince Warhol. God damn, thank God, because there's no group that feels strongly about it one way or the
Right.
other.
Yeah.
There's not going to be any doxing going on. I'm a huge Prince fan. You're good. These are easy days.
Yeah, this doesn't really hurt Prince fans at all. People who love Prince, they're just like, I'm going to just keep listening to his music. You know?
That's right.
Yeah, Prince will be fine.
Prince will land on his feet. He always does.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So also in New York, there's a big story about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
Oh, I love these. I love them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the
I love
paparazzi,
them.
right?
Yeah, they
The
said that they had a quote near catastrophic car chase on last Wednesday as the couple's detractors cast doubt on their claim. So what happened? Their statement was last night the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and Miss Ragland were involved in a near catastrophic car chase at the hands of a ring of highly aggressive paparazzi.
Let me explain near catastrophic.
Okay.
In cars, that's like saying I was almost stung by a bee.
Yeah.
It's like, well, then you weren't.
Yeah.
You should shut the fuck
yeah.
up.
Unless
I-
you flipped your car 30 times.
and it landed back on its. Like if you
Yeah.
went full Vin Diesel,
Yeah.
and you just jump from one side of the bridge to the other after traveling 180 feet in the air and stuck the landing, that's near catastrophic.
Yeah,
but near catastrophic is like you're turning left and some guy like doesn't see you and is like coming by and you start to lurch forward and he doesn't slow down and you go, oh shit, man, that guy almost hit me, and then you get the fuck on with your life.
Could have been a catastrophe.
If things don't make contact, then there's no catastrophe.
Yeah,
right.
if your state exactly the same as it was before the near incident, then
Yes.
you're fine.
Yes.
So, by the way, Miss Ragland, who I mentioned earlier, that's Meghan's mom. So the spokesperson continued saying this relentless pursuit lasting over 2 hours resulted in multiple near collisions involving other drivers on the road, pedestrians, and 2 NYPD
2
officers.
hours. Where were they driving to? New York's
Exactly.
only 8 miles long.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what they do. So they said because to get away from the paparazzi, what they typically do is they'll drive in circles for a couple hours to try to throw them off their scent of which hotel they're staying at and things like that. So that's what they usually do when they leave events. They'll just drive around for a while to get
I
everyone
thought
off
they
their
were
tail.
into the environment.
You would think, yeah. I hope it's an electric car.
I got a big V8 up there and a Denali, and you're circling around for 2
Escalade,
hours.
Cadillac
It's burning
Escalade.
a lot of petrol.
Yeah, well, so 2 senior law enforcement sources, they said that they left the venue at about 10 p.m. with private security. And so they circled for a while. But when the couple left the precinct, they hopped in a taxi cab. However, the driver of that cab did not call what ensued a chase.
Now I saw him interviewed.
Yeah, he
was like,
said
nothing.
He said, I didn't think it was a chase. I never felt like I was in danger. It wasn't like a car chase in a movie. They were quiet and seemed scared, but it's New York. It's safe. And lasted about 10 minutes, not 2 hours.
Oh.
Yeah, now they may have driven around before that, which they did. But look, here's the problem with the hyperbole victim
I mean,
couple.
didn't-
No one believes you anymore. That's the whole thing. Let's drill down on something here.
Yeah.
Can I say something? I
Yeah,
scream
this-
about this with Dr. Drew every day.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, all you have is your dignity and your credibility and your word. That's all you have.
Yeah.
And you can become one of these people who's like, perpetually late.
Yeah.
The perpetually late people.
I call it social currency.
Yeah. They come rolling in 40 minutes late, like, oh man, the traffic. And you're like, yeah, right? Yeah. I had an appointment the other day. I have never been 1 minute late to this appointment, ever. But there was incredible traffic, gridlock, closed off.
Okay.
And I texted the person and I said, I'm missing my appointment. I'm literally sitting in gridlock. And she was like, I'm so sorry. I understand.
Yeah.
Because I'm never late.
Yeah.
Because I never miss an appointment. Yeah. But if I'd missed every other whatever, then she'd be like, oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. So your greatest fear in life is to have the, oh, fuck, right, sure you are. And these two have a credibility issue because they're constantly talking about racism and being in fear and being attacked and being chased and being whatever. So then they come out with a statement which would be perfectly plausible if Ben Affleck said it, because he doesn't have a rich history of bullshit, lying, and making himself a victim.
Right.
Or any other celebrity who does not have the history of it. Like if Tom Hanks said that, you'd go, shit, Tom Hanks was chased around for 2 hours. Yeah. These two say it, and everyone goes, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Exactly.
See, I hear that. I hear your point. The problem is that the normal people are not being heard from because these two are buoyed by the media. CBS News last night, CBS News, 5 o'clock, opening story, word for word, verbatim, their press release, treating it as if that was the story. Yeah. And they did fucking 12 minutes on it. These two are buoyed by the media.
Yeah.
So they're not suffering the consequences that they really should.
Didn't Prince Charles, his dad, fake an assassination attempt? Like with
really?
Some guy ran on stage and...
There was a fake one
with blanks. I think that's a real
thing. What year?
Oh,
this was like in the 80s or something. I think it was. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll have to look it up, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, and also there's the Princess Diana factor, right? I mean, are they leaning into that now?
They're doing just like my mom. We could have gone the same way.
Then that's disgusting if they're using his mom.
Well, your top speed in Manhattan would be 11 miles an hour. Diana was doing 95 miles an hour. That's why she's dead.
Yeah.
So anyway, everyone hates them. They've lost their credibility. Fuck right off.
All right. We'll do.
All right.
So there's a high school graduate. Her name's Lena Black. She's an enrolled member of the Otoe Missouri tribe, and she filed a lawsuit against her high school. The Broken Arrow School District, which is a pretty sweet-ass name.
Yeah.
For violating her rights to free exercise of religion and freedom of speech. What happened was she was graduating, and on her cap, she wore an eagle feather, a sacred eagle feather for her tribe.
Mm-hmm.
And right before she went to go walk, they said, hey, you can't wear that feather.
Really?
And she's like, but they said I could. And the employee said, no, you can't wear it. And they took it off, damaging it. And this is a feather she's had since she was 3 years old. So now she is...
How'd they damage it? Like, was one guy eating? Like, he's eating a pretzel and they got mustard on it or something? How do you damage that eagle feather?
I don't know, but she said it was damaged after it was forcibly removed from her cap. And the lawsuit seeks at least $50,000 in compensatory damages and unspecified amount in punitive damages. This is, I believe, in Oklahoma. And,
I would have let her go.
What's the big deal?
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you the big deal. Look, I did Dancing with the Stars. They made a law, they passed a law based on me performing on my unicycle. They said no more props, right? No more. It's the Adam Carolla rule. But me and my unicycle, that was magic. Yeah. But if you don't pass the rule, then you have jack-offs on a pogo stick the next year, and then a guy up there with a kayak sliding down the stairs. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Next guy's got the
Slippery
thing.
Slope.
He's got the can of taffy with the snakes in it. He opens it and they all spring out. Yeah. You know, guys throwing smoke bombs out there.
Yeah. That's true.
Where's it end?
That's true.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm going to go out riding on a llama.
Eventually, they're not wearing a hat.
Well, that's where it goes.
Yeah.
So they have
Nip it
some
at the
rules.
bud.
The rules: official school attire, Nothing can be added or adorned.
I will say this: they did allow students to like wear other religious artifacts like crosses and things like that for their religion.
Well, but nothing dangling from the cabeza.
Yeah.
That was for you and your mom.
Yeah, that eagle feather's a lot larger than I thought it'd be.
Because here's what happens to all this shit. Next year, the guy goes, that bitch got to go out with an eagle feather. I'm wearing my fucking MAGA hat. Why can't I wear my MAGA hat? And then you go, no, you can't wear your MAGA. Why? You let her. Is he representing her?
Do you know in Japan there was a graduation? I saw this. Did you see this online where they let the students wear whatever they want at the graduation? People showed up in like full on like cat costumes. This is at their graduation.
Oh, really?
Full. You saw this?
I did see this. Yes.
And just anything they wanted to wear, they could show up in it. Like dressed as an alien or something.
I'd let her keep the feather, but they will start arguing that other assholes are going to start hanging shit from their tassels.
I think there's an element of minimum wage gilded cage to this. I think that the person who did this was hungry with power that he or she really did not have, and made this move to prove a point. I can say that you have to do this.
Well, this girl was humiliated, suffered a panic attack as a result of the incident.
She's not ready for the real world if this gave her a panic attack.
Yeah, well, according to her statement, she suffered a panic attack as a result of the incident, but eventually walked across the graduation stage holding the eagle feather in hand and accepted.
She can keep walking until she gets to the closest Wendy's and take her position behind the fry machine.
Oh.
Fuck it, everyone and their stupid pride. Fuck that. But Broken Arrow, that's a good school
district.
That's
a good school district.
Best Travolta movie ever made.
Oh, Broken Arrow, that was
fuck yeah.
and Christian Slater, right?
Better than Face Off.
Oh,
tough.
no.
It's Face Off.
Yeah. Yeah, peak Travolta's
all right,
Face Off.
but hold on. We can all agree that the best John Travolta is evil John Travolta, right?
Yes.
You know, Urban Cowboy or Grease or, you know, evil John Travolta is the best John Travolta, right?
Yeah, agree.
And
Battlefield, was it Earth?
Yeah, Battlefield Earth.
Right. Now, in Face Off, he was only evil half the time.
But you're proving your own point.
You get both.
You had evil John Travolta, who actually was Nick Cage.
Hold on, let me write
My
this
brain's
down.
spinning.
Yeah.
So evil John Travolta was playing Nick Cage's character in the other face.
So he was
You
evil.
still get
That is
evil
impressive.
John Travolta. Then you get Nick Cage as John Travolta.
Yeah,
But you know he's evil.
But I get non-evil
You get-
John Travolta, halfway. It's not till the beginning of Act 2 that I get evil John Travolta.
That's true.
There's a lot of levels.
But
there.
Broken Arrow is all evil John Travolta.
All evil.
Well,
See, variety is the spice
He's
of
not-
life,
he's not
especially
Was
technically
he
when
also in
evil.
Swordfish? No.
Yes,
he's in
he's in
Swordfish.
Swordfish.
He's
Yeah.
the bad guy in Swordfish, isn't he?
yeah, I'm going to have to rethink this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
That was a good movie.
We have me on my unicycle, Dancing with the Stars. Oh, here it is.
No, I haven't seen this.
Oh, yeah.
They outlawed it. They
There he is.
outlawed
Riding with a cape, too. That's some drag.
Yeah.
This is impressive, honestly. I would argue this is harder than doing an actual dance.
Hey, Adam, I got a new idea for your stand-up routine.
All right, we got enough of it.
Now
Yeah.
ask Adam how long it took for him to get voted off the island
How long
right
did it-
after that dance.
How long did it take?
8 minutes.
Same day.
Later that day.
Oh my God.
Later that day.
A lot of haters out there can't ride the unicycle. I know. Lynn couldn't ride the unicycle, evidently.
Can you ride one right now if you needed to?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like riding a unicycle.
You never. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never forget. Yeah. You can warm up a little. I mean, you can.
I
you
imagine.
give me a few days, I'll get back to form. But yeah.
There's always somebody on a unicycle in Washington Square Park when I lived in New York. There's always somebody in there with a unicycle somewhere in New York.
Well, don't bring it to Dancing with the Stars.
That's right.
Because of me, no more props.
Yeah.
You
Well,
ruined
that's
it
what
for
they said.
everybody.
Zero props.
Yeah, that's why Carrot Top won't do the show anymore.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You want to keep going?
Yeah.
All right. In Montana, there's big news. So there's a new bill that was signed by Governor Greg Gianforte. He banned TikTok in the whole state.
Wow.
TikTok is no longer allowed. You can't download it. You can't use it within
Are,
state
are
lines.
VPNs allowed?
You know, I imagine there are ways to get around it with
Yeah.
VPNs, but as far as the average user. You can use
That'll
it.
fuck my whole career up.
The potential fines of up to $10,000 a day. Yeah, you use TikTok a lot.
I mean, that changed my whole career. I've been, and then, that changed everything for me. So
Yeah.
the ban would affect me heavily.
Yeah. Well, don't tour
It's
Montana
like
anymore.
90% of my ticket sales is that.
Really?
Yeah.
From TikTok.
I swear to God, I show up to a city and like everybody came from TikTok. It's
Really?
that Instagram. And I have like TV credits and things like that, and nobody knows the TV credits. They know the TikTok credit.
I don't know if I've ever used TikTok.
Yeah, it's an interesting app. You gotta be. It's a slippery slope. I'll say that.
Are you worried about it?
No, because there will be another app. There'll be, there'll be Instagram.
No, you worry
so-
about TikTok
Yeah,
and
like-
Chinese and hacking into your soul.
That, I mean, I do think there is a level of, like, what we see in America is very different than what people see in China on TikTok. So
Right.
what we see is like a bunch of dumb, goofy shit, and what they see is like, I don't know, like just stuff that's not that. You know what I mean? Like smart, like intelligent,
patriotic stuff that
You know
makes
what I mean?
sense. And we have guys eating Tide Pods
throwing
and shit.
throwing a bagel against
Chicks
the wall.
trying to catch hot dogs in their
Right.
tits and stuff like that. Yeah.
But the thing is, and it shows you what you like, right? So, God, what was that? There was a senator during the TikTok hearing. He was like, "Why does a gay man like show up on my For You page?" And it's
really?
like, well, it shows you what you like, my guy.
Yeah,
so
that's the
Wow.
algorithm.
so the
buddy.
algorithm, it wouldn't pop up if you weren't, looking at that.
Outed by the algorithm.
Outed by the algorithm.
Dr. Gary Marcus, who's going to talk to us about AI, probably has some TikTok thoughts.
Well, I have AI in my
Get
act
into.
now. Every show now, in the new hour, I'm going to be doing that.
Oh, you do?
So basically, I just feel like we can't avoid it. So now, every show, me and the audience, we write a song together with the AI.
Oh, really?
So I just take suggestions. We beep, 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 boop, boop. We pop it in, and it spits out a song in like literally less than 5 seconds, and then we just sing it there first time. And
And you have the
How
lyrics
is it?
up. Yeah.
I say it's never terrible and it's never amazing. But I think the whole point for my act is incorporating the crowd and making a unique experience. So if we do a new song every show, then for them it's exciting, But I don't feel like my job is threatened, to be honest with you. At least not yet.
Well,
You
it's
know?
kind of interesting because at the beginning, 5 years ago, even, people were talking about people being replaced. Like truck drivers would be replaced, guys who flipped burgers would be replaced, cashiers would be replaced. There was all the talk was about sort of manual labor, blue collar replacement, self-driving trucks and robots that flipped burgers and stuff like that. And it totally just shifted to AI. And now with AI, everyone goes, well, who's going to be safe with AI? Hey, roofers, plumbers, if you spread stucco, you're not going to get canned. And it's like, we went from only blue collar guys were going to get replaced by robots and whatever to accountants and all white collar people.
Hollywood is literally shutting down. Everybody's going on strike, right? Because they're worried about AI. And I think the number one job they said is going to be fine is like a short order cook. Yeah.
I would argue
Line
that
cook.
if you're a writer and you're worried about being replaced by AI, I feel like you're not that good at your job. And it'd be like, I'm a husband and I don't want to be replaced by a dildo. And you're going, well, then maybe you're not that good a lay.
That's true.
That's the way I think of it. But you can't say anything bad because you have to be in lockstep with the writers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Writers are some of the worst people I've ever met in my life. By the way, they're not salt of the earth people. They're some of the weakest, least talented people on the planet. So do not feel like you need to stand for writers, everyone. I know everyone turns writers
But don't
into,
you notice like
it's like a noble job, but
Yeah,
you
of
write
course.
on a shitty sitcom. How noble is that?
But the last writer strikes, there were notable shows that got worse or canceled
Yeah.
and things like that. When
It was all reality show. I mean, I like what is that show? The Blossom show on HBO that they came. The White Lotus.
I like
yeah.
the original Blossom, the sitcom.
Yeah.
Blossom.
Every writer's room has 12 people in it. 3 of them are necessary. The rest could fucking not show up the next day, and you would not notice a difference in that show you're watching.
I'm looking
I've
for
never
that
been
job
in a
somewhere
writer's
between
room.
4 and 12.
Yeah.
So let me be
Yeah.
that dude.
You be the dude. Don't be in the top 3.
Yeah.
Because the top 3 of the writer's room, like the guys that are good, You're like the dude when you're 22 who drives a pickup truck and your phone's ringing every weekend because you're helping some dude move. You don't be in the top 3. Don't be in the bottom 4 or 5 because you get your head chopped off. You be somewhere between 4 and 7. Bring donuts.
Nice.
You'll never do any work. You'll never get fired.
Be like
and no one will ask you to punch anything up because they know you're not that good.
And then no one really has to ask if you're there. They just show up, they see the donuts, and they're like, dude's here.